guys, it's Jem, and welcome back. And I'm actually so excited to do this because it's kind of a hobby of mine. I don't do it that often, but when I do, it's just a lot of fun and I enjoy it, so I figured I'd just bring it on here. And if you guys enjoy it too, we can maybe bring it back sometimes and do a little more with it because this has like endless possibilities. But yeah, so let's get right into the video. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be doing special effects makeup. But the trick is I'm not going to be using any special effects products other than a little bit of this white cream makeup that you get from like Walmart, easy, cheap, just I had for Halloween. But it's going to be basically made out of everything that we have on hand at house. So I'm going to go from top to bottom of how this look is going to work, and it's going to be done on my arm. First of all, I have just some petroleum jelly, which is also Vaseline, and then it's going to be used, number one, for like add texture, and it also coats the skin so that when we're using our fake latex, or when I've substituted for latex, it doesn't get stuck to our skin. And because I'm working on an area that doesn't really have hair, it doesn't really matter. But if you're working on an area that does have hair, it can hurt to be pulled off or washed off. Next is one of the most key ingredients or materials that we have. That is toilet paper, oatmeal, and also in this container I have a mix of flour and water, and it's basically just made into a paste. That's what that is. This is going to be the base that allows us to build the wound. Then of course we have to match it to our skin. So of course I use the white cream paint at first just to smooth everything out, and it's also cream, so it makes everything blend a lot easier. Some brushes and tools to do that with. In this little container I have something called Skin Tone. It literally says Skin Tone on it, and it's just a mix of some foundations. And then it's time to get a little gory. This is where you add in fake blood. Now this is not store-bought. I made this and it is a little pink, I will admit, but it is the best I could do with the things that I had without having to like dye my skin. But because of the look that we're going to be doing, there is going to be some bruising, which I use my Smashbox little sampler palette. I don't really use it that often, that's why I use it for this. Also, we're going to be adding on some charcoal dust, which makes it look like we have the scar or wound and it just got a little dirty and is a little infected. But yeah, I also have a toothbrush which helps me with some splatter effect or just mucking it up a little bit. And another thing that you're going to need to have, and I suppose you don't need to have it, but if you want to get this done in a timely fashion, then you will need to have it. And that is a blow dryer. The blow dryer helps speed up the process of drying the water and flour with the toilet paper to make it all dry and smooth. So just to start off, I will be taking the petroleum jelly like I said and just putting a little bit on my arm where I want it to go, and I think we'll make it come down like this, so it'll be a scar like that. And this just allows me to have kind of an oily texture so it doesn't stick to my skin like I was saying. So that's all I'm going to be doing here. This will also help the dye not stick to my skin as well, I've noticed when I've done this in the past, so that is also good. Now that we have our arm coated with petroleum jelly in this area where I want the scar to be, I will be starting with the toilet paper and paste. So to get the toilet paper in a stage where you can start putting it on your arm, I like to separate the plies, and then you can start ripping it into smaller pieces. So typically I take pieces like that, and they can be any size, really any size you need them to be, but you will see what I mean when I start to do it. I'm just gonna get some ready. So now that we have some scraps of toilet paper, we can go ahead and start doing our first layer. To start off, we have to take our paste and put it on our skin. So I put a couple drops on my arm, smooth it out a little. So I like to outline where I want the main scar to be. Now I'm just going to be putting on the applied toilet paper, and I just lay it down, fold that edge in or so. you have your first layer kind of outlining that area that you wanted, we're going to go ahead and blow dry it. Now, it doesn't have to be completely dry because we're going to be putting more on anyways, unless you are planning to wear this for a long period of time, then I would recommend having it completely dry because you don't want moisture to be stuck underneath the actual dry part. Now it's time to go in with our second layer, and this layer is a little bit different than the first. We're going to be trying to almost keep it towards the center. Now that we've made almost like an uneven texture with some bumps, you can go ahead and dry it once again. Now it's still slightly wet in the middle, but that is completely okay. We are going to be taking a... apparently don't have one, but I was going to say you can take a toothpick, but I'm just going to be taking a clothespin and going in that scar that we want, dragging it across to wherever you want it, and then you can start to pull it upwards. This will create the illusion that it has been opened. So as you can see, I can stick the pen underneath it and pull it up and dry it once again. Now it is dry almost completely to the touch. So yeah, now we have our scar gash, and we're going to start concealing it. The one thing about this is it will crack if you move your arm too much, so that is one thing. And the next thing I'm going to be doing is going ahead with my skin tone and my cream white paint.
Inside my own world of make-believe, kids screaming in the cradles, profanities.
And I will say the skin tone does not have to be exact because we are going to be covering it with more gore and bruising anyways. That will also help make it look more realistic like skin.
I love everything.
Next, we're going to be adding in some more of the gory textures and things and bruising, which is also going to contribute well to the skin tone. I'm going to go in with some of these browns to make it appear as though there is some bruising. Once you've had the desired amount of bruise that you would like, so I'm going to go in and put some right in the center where you would most expect there to be.
Take my eyes open to force you.
And that is the most gory as it's going to get. And now I'm going to go ahead and add in some petroleum jelly. This is just going to help smooth the edges and give it an illusion that kind of takes away from being able to see the actual edges.
Some days I feel skinny.
Now it's time for charcoal, and the charcoal does darken it up a bit to make it look more realistic.
Body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
And that is pretty much the final look. I have a wound. But yeah, so this is how you do special effects for like Halloween and such. Yes, it doesn't look as real special effects makeup would. Feels like little prickles. But yeah, you see how it comes off easy. So that was the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Now, I know that you can get better effects and make it look a lot nicer if you have the real stuff. 1, I don't. 2, I love to, but I just don't have the money for that, and I don't know when I would really use it. I will see you next time. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's like my 4th time filming this outro because I'm just not in the mood. But see you next time. It's Jem. Bye.